If you're thinking of expanding your overseas business into the UK, then one of the crucial decisions you're going to need to make is going to be around what type of business structure do you use to actually expand your business into the UK? Now, your business structure is going to be a major consideration when it comes to making this decision to expand into the UK. And there are primarily two main ways as to how many overseas business will typically use to expand into the UK. The two primary ways we're going to be talking about in this video is going to be using either what we call a UK branch, okay, of an overseas company, or indeed you set up a UK subsidiary of that overseas company. So these are the two main ways with which you can expand your overseas business here into the UK, and we're going to be talking on the pros and cons, some of the legal implications behind using these routes, and some of the tax implications, as well as some other key factors that you should consider when it comes to actually trying to expand your business into the UK. And if this is your first time here, my name is Tess and I'm a UK qualified accountant, and I help business owners like yourselves grow and thrive in their businesses. If you'd like to learn more about the kind of things we do and the services we offer, then please do check the links below, or you can visit our website for more information. So the first thing you need to understand is what's the difference between a UK branch and a UK subsidiary. Now, a branch is simply an extension of the parent company. The parent company in this case being the overseas business that you have, okay? Whether that's in, Uganda, America, wherever it is, you have an overseas company. And in essence, that company would be classed as the parent company, and you would open a UK branch of that company here in the UK to help you start your journey to expanding into the UK. So if you had a UK branch, this would simply be classed as an extension of that parent company. There would be no legal obligations for that UK company because all of those would be primarily handled by the parent company. Now, if you're to set up a UK subsidiary, that UK subsidiary is a legal entity in its own right, and in being a legal entity means that it will have responsibilities to actually carry out in terms of the legal aspects of being a subsidiary, and also the tax aspects, the tax implications of being a subsidiary here in the UK. As an overseas business owner looking to actually expand your business into the UK, one of the key factors you want to think about in making your decision is going to be with regards to credibility, okay? How important is it to you as a business owner that your business has a credible image? Because if you were to set up a UK subsidiary, by default, because it's a UK subsidiary, because it's a separate legal entity in its own right, you are more likely to have a better chance of boosting your credibility, especially when it comes to needing to work with suppliers, maybe establishing banking relationships with UK banks. You are much better off establishing a UK subsidiary than you would be establishing a UK branch, okay? Because many banks, many establishments will typically not want to work with a UK branch versus a UK subsidiary. The next factor to think about is going to be the legal implications. How important is it to you as someone who wants to expand their business into the UK? How important is it to you that you have legal protection, okay, in the event that there are issues that arise in the course of running your business in the UK? Now, if you have a UK subsidiary, because that subsidiary is a legal entity in its own right, then that would offer you some form of legal protection, okay, in the event that there were issues that come up as part of running your business in the UK. The assets, okay, the business functions, the assets of the parent company in the overseas country would be shielded, okay, so it would not actually come into question. Whereas if you have a UK branch, that UK branch is not classed as a legal entity, which basically also means that all the assets, all the liabilities, everything is consumed by the parent. Okay, so if there were issues that arose as part of running your business using your UK branch in the company, assets of the parent company, which is abroad, would also be called into question. So this is something to think about, is how much legal protection do I want as part of running my business here in the UK, using one of these routes to expand into the UK. Next thing to factor in is going to be to do with the tax implications. Now, if you have a UK subsidiary, the subsidiary would only pay what we call the UK's corporation rate of tax on its activities. All right, so the UK subsidiary would be liable to paying UK corporation tax, whereas if you have a UK branch, the branch would be liable to pay tax, i.e. corporation tax, on its UK activities alone. All right, so there is a slight difference. So despite being a branch that is still linked to the parent company, the branch is only liable, okay, the branch only has to pay corporation tax on its UK activities. So it's very important that you understand what particular responsibilities are required of you as part of registering either a UK branch or a UK subsidiary in order to expand your business into the UK. Now, the next thing to consider is going to be the cost and admin that comes as a result of actually establishing either one of these. So if you're registering a UK subsidiary to help you expand into the UK, then there's going to be more costs associated with this route. There's going to be a little bit more admin, okay, associated with this route than if you were to register a UK branch to help you actually venture into the UK and expand your overseas business here. So this is definitely one to think about and try and start to think about, okay, what are the benefits versus the cost, and do the benefits outweigh the cost of me using either a branch or using a subsidiary to help me move my business into the UK. Next question I'd advise you to think about is, how comfortable are you actually having your financial information, your business's financial information being made publicly available? So by this I mean the company accounts are made publicly available, because if you have a UK branch, then that is exactly what will happen. Having a UK branch means that the consolidated accounts that are prepared by the parent company, i.e. the parent company being the overseas company in this instance, will be made publicly available. Okay, so this is also a question you want to think about, is how much privacy do I actually want as an overseas business owner who is trying to venture in and expand my business here in the UK. Ultimately, making a decision between whether to go with a UK branch or to register a UK subsidiary is going to be dependent on a lot of factors, including but not limited to some of the legal implications, the tax implications, what are your business's objectives both now and in the future, and also some of the other things you might want to think about is, okay, what do you actually want to gain out of expansion into the UK? What are you trying to achieve? Okay, so sometimes we find that some business owners might be trying to venture into the UK because they are trying to actually take advantage of a particular visa route that will help them in the future. And if this is your current situation, then you definitely want to make sure that you are seeking professional advice and guidance as to actually trying to make a concrete decision on which of these structures, or indeed any other type of business structure that we have here in the UK, which of those would be best for you. And if you're still unsure and you need help with making that decision, then please do use the links below to book a consultation, or indeed visit our website for more information on ways we can help you. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.